Hello, friends. Welcome to another episode of Star Wars Galaxies Emulator. So, we haven't done one of these in a while, and the main reason why we haven't done one in a while is because there really hasn't been anything to do. We're still waiting for Publish 9 as I publish this, or as I put this out. We're still waiting for a lot of things to happen, and there just hasn't been a lot of stuff that we really need to accomplish. So, other than logging in and checking my house rent, there hasn't been a lot of challenges or fun things to show you or accomplish. So, I have also not been made aware of any really new servers out there. But someone asked me to go check one out, so that's what we're doing today. Now, the server we're going to check out today is called Andromeda. Now, Andromeda, it seems to be a newer server, and this may be a good option for anyone in the UK because that's where it's based. So, any performance issues that occur while I am playing may or may not have bearing on the location of the server itself. So don't hold it against it if it's slow for me because I am not in the UK, so therefore I am not connected in an optimal way. But a lot of the servers that are run as emulators are in the US, and I know sometimes for UK players that causes a problem. I am also aware that I am in a severe time zone disadvantage in playing this, so it may not reflect the actual population you would see if you were local. Let's go ahead and sign in. And for me, honestly, the server, when I was looking at it originally, was pretty responsive. There was not much of a problem, and as you can see, it loads right up. Everything looks exactly the same. I think our system sound is a little high. So I think it's not open. Options. Let's turn our master volume down just a bit. Can't hear myself talk over the background noise. There we go. That seems to be more tolerable. Alright, so what I've found out about Andromeda so far, we started in our standard configuration of Mos Eisley with a brawler, and there appears to be no one here. And that's okay. If we look at the map, I don't think I saw any player cities on Mos Eisley, or on Tatooine. So, I did what we usually do. I ran over to the Bazaar terminal, and I'll do this again. And I found the location that had items for sale, which is usually a good indicator of some sort of activity or population. Now, there wasn't a lot of things for sale when I looked, but this can save you some time. If you're creating a character, you don't have to start on a dead planet. So I set it to entire galaxy, and it looks like the majority of things that are for sale are on Corellia. And the prices are actually very fair. So it looks like somebody seeded the galaxy pretty decently to get people started. Could probably use a few more players to be more interesting. There are no registered vendors yet. That's okay. Doesn't mean it's a bad server, it just means that it needs people. And I know I get a lot of people from the UK, so I wanted to present this as an option for you guys that you may want to take a look. Now, the installation procedure for this server was very simple. when I checked it out, and this is very subject to change, when I checked it out, they are working on developing their own launcher. So all you have to do is add their server to your SWGEMU launcher as an alternative server, and then click it in the drop down. Now I am on the main server, but they have character builder terminals, blue frogs, on the, in case you've never seen a blue frog before, that's what they look like. And what these do, and I tried this out just so you can see it, you can see the buffs over here. Since the population is low, you can get a character enhancement buff that lasts, I think it was 3 hours. And the entertainer buffs last 2 hours like normal. And the change that it made, and I really respect the fact of how they did this, because it modified everything by 1750 and 1500, which is kind of a mid lane buff, basically, that gave us access to do stuff, but didn't supersede what any reasonably decent doctor should be able to do. So they're not knocking doctors out of business. They're just making it easier for people to play. We got a fair amount of startup items as a brawler, nothing out of the ordinary, but we did get 5,000 credits in the bank and 5,000 cash. Not enough cash to exploit for anything, but not that we would, but it stops people from exploiting, but it allows you to wander around, see the game. And especially in one that has a low population, you're definitely going to want to be able to travel without too much effort. And we'll go to Coronet and we'll check that out. See if there's anybody there. I did have some ideas of things I wanted to do in Galaxies, but just sadly none of them really had any bearing on anything, and they were mostly just gags more than anything. Not really playtime. When Publish 9 comes out, we're gonna be back into some of that. The door's open. Bored. Shuttles are the bane of my existence in Star Wars Galaxies. I detest the travel system anymore. I have traveled so much in the Galaxies and waited for so many shuttles. And I remember when they were broken and they in EMU, and they would show up and they would disappear and you couldn't get on it, and then you have to wait again, and then you might get on and you might not. Oh, it's frustrating. There's a player. Piggy. Let's take a run around Coronet. See what we can see. It looked like these guys were doing some very good plans for some mods and upgrades they were considering. It doesn't look like they've been implemented yet, but they did seem like they're working on a lot of core functionality, but that's okay. Can't fault them for that. Here we go. Here's some players. We'll go over here to the cantina and take a look around. We're just going to do our standard test today. I'm going to turn off the overhead. That bothers some people. I'm sorry, I get used to playing like that, and it's really handy when you're Teft or Jedi or whatnot. So, a couple entertainers. Master Dancer and Master Dancer in noob gear. They are all AFK. It is so depressing. I mean, I understand why it happens, but it's just sad that the entertainer component of entertainer has disappeared and never done anything. I really miss the days on live when entertainers could be entertaining and interact, and AFKing was sort of frowned upon. Well, let's go to the med center and see if there's anybody over there, just out of curiosity. It seems like there's a lot of master professions. Out of the people I've seen so far, they seem... Yeah, there's some hitch. That's probably just network-based and not performance-based on the server. Where am I? Went too far. I usually come this way. Okay. Through here. Back up here. You know, and servers like this really impress me because it gives you the opportunity to be a leader in the server and develop yourself in a way that allows you to be a key player. If you want to be a merchant, or you want to be a dancer, or you want to be somebody and you want to develop a reputation as being the guy for that or the girl for that, then getting on a server like this, where I don't see a lot of people who are, I mean, they're probably boosted experience rates. We'll check that out in our next trip. But as the server develops, you have an opportunity to help shape the server and be a part of the history of the server, and establish a clientele if you're a vendor, or you can establish yourself as being the go-to doctor, or, you know, the only live musician on the server. Whatever you want to do, I mean, make it your own. When Publish on 9 comes out, I'm probably going to start streaming Star Wars Galaxies again. More blue frogs. Now I'll get the same buff, so there's no need to check them in case you hadn't used one before. Now we do our standard going to Theed, just to check out how things are going. Since Theed has proven to be problematic on some servers we've been to, I make sure I include this in our trip. And even though no emulator is going to come close to the original feeling of playing the game on live when it came out, it's about as close as you're going to get. I mean, you can get on SWGEMU, and it has been up forever, and there's so many people that have exploited so many things in the system that you're never going to catch up. So there's going to be some lag between you and them by a couple billion credits. This kind of fixes that. It's a new experience. Obviously, hey, it came to the same place we did. Obviously not as exciting as when Star Wars Galaxies went live originally, but this is about as close as you're going to come. Because this game is all about your story and your tale, your addition to the galaxy. And you're going to add your story into a very shallow pool. It's going to stand out if you do it right. If you just want to play a Star Wars game, it's also a good option. But if you want to kind of make your own history, you got a good shot at doing that here too. Yep, there's that standard hitch when we walk across that line. It's more apparent, some of the holdups and the glitches and the whatnot on servers with slower connection to me. And nobody on Theed. I don't see any player cities on here either. Probably would be player cities on Coronet, but stupid me forgot to check. Maybe we can go back after we do our combat test and see how the experience comes. This is really just a pretty standard server. They haven't made any outrageous claims. They haven't made any overly ambitious anything. They just seem to want to develop a good game. Okay, let's go find our spiders. Trideca. Alrighty. Oh, guess it would help if we defined our toolbar. And we're a brawler, so we only need one skill. Man, it has been a long time since I played. Berserk. That's what I wanted. Berserk 1. Anything else? I don't think so. No, no social. Attack. We'll put Intimidate up there. Just because. And Warcry. There we go. That's pretty much everything we need to do. Except at this level, we only need one button. Standard animals. What's our view distance? Oh. Well, that distorted really easy. Okay. World detail. Done. That looks better. It's looking kind of barren. I don't think I have grass turned on, because I never do. Night Spider should be a good indicator of our skill. And how much do we get for the Night Spider? 169. So experience is right in line where we expect it. Is there anything in it? No, there usually isn't. And it really doesn't take long to get your first level. Not long at all. Let's kill this hermit spider. See if this yields any more experience. $169. So they do have a good solid capish on what you get. So that works. Fair combat, fair experience. 169, you should get there pretty quick. So I think you only need 10. Yep, we're about halfway there already. Nope, 500. Nope. No, it is 1,000. Wait a minute. 507. So it should go up to about 600. About 670. Okay. I thought it was giving us double experience in the panel, but regular on the display. It's 500 and something. Sounded a little high for the couple things we killed, but I forgot we killed 2 spiders and then a hermit spider. So that's about right. So yeah, 5 spiders and we'd already have level 1. It doesn't take very long to master a class in Star Wars Galaxies. It doesn't take very long to build a template in Star Wars Galaxies, even by yourself. We've shown that. Did an entire series where I leveled up many characters from nothing to master to full template. And it didn't take as long as I thought. Well, it didn't take as long as I had hoped. I knew exactly how long it was going to take. I was actually surprised it took so long. Probably because I stretched it out a little bit by not just grinding through it, which is what I usually do. Let's go back to Corellia and give it a shot to show us what kind of player cities might exist. Because I was a doofus and forgot to check. Yeah, I think we could normally do with a little more interface sound, but today is just annoying me. So I'll leave it turned down. You know what the game sounds like. It's 2004 sounds. So that bug's still there. All right. Well, I don't see where any cities have been developed, so if you want to develop a city, you can be the best mayor in the entire game. Anyway, that pretty much wraps up Andromeda. It's, we've had 0 problems. I have seen players. There aren't many. Buffs are available. There are entertainers in case you need them. Looks like people are working on building a skilled subset of things on the server. There's items you can buy. You start off with a fair amount of money. Everything looks to be exactly where you would expect it to be. And this server is, I guess, based in the UK. So it'd be a good option for UK players. See, that guy's been like everywhere. So yeah, if you're looking for a new server, or you happen to be in the UK and you're looking for something that looks like it might go somewhere, this might be the server for you. So might be worth checking out. Anyway, that's it for this review, and visit to SWGEMU Andromeda. So I can't really say anything bad about the server. There's nothing that occurred that... the only thing that I could consider a downside is it does have a bit lighter population. But hey, if you got some buddies who want to play, then this might be where you might want to set up base. And again, I realize this might be more convenient for players in the UK. So there's an option for you. And you could take this over and become the people like on Basilisk that people look up to and wonder how they got all that cash. Anyway, that's it for now. And like I said, we're going to get back into some of the SWG content when something actually occurs to warrant getting back into it. But right now, that isn't the case. We've pretty much done everything we had aimed to do, so it ran its course until there's an update. We probably need to log in sometime and make some more money, but that's kind of boring. But I'll do it if you guys want me to. Anyway, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. And like I said, usually I would do an install video if the server's complicated, but this is one of the easier ones to install. So as I type this, there really is no install. You just add it to your SWGEMU login window. So if you ever want to try out a easy server, new server, not easy, new, this might be one to check out. Anyway, I will catch you guys later. Thanks for watching.